What's up, guys? Hey, Tommy. I had a freaking camera outage and mic outage and all that stuff for a few seconds. So let me go over here to my YouTube channel and mute the things that I want to mute real quick because this is going to be a very, very fun topic. I have a feeling. Very fun topic. Let's see, refresh that. And there is my window that I hope is coming up. Hey, Cody, good to see you. Be accountable. What's up? Good to see you, man. And today we have a topic of 30 things not to do when visiting Bangkok, Thailand. 30 things. That's a lot of things. Got this idea from Cody and using some. Hey, Eric. Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Much appreciated. We're going to get into the 30 things not to do when visiting Bangkok in just a second, but I want to say thanks for Cody to bringing this topic up for me. And I also want to say that this is a good day to really do this because I have nothing else to do today. I thought I was going back to work today. This says only 30 things. Yep. This is 30 listed that was put together by, I don't know if it's a website called True Activist. And there's also, it's not going to be just using their material. It's also going to be my material. And I have a few inserts from other websites, such as the Pattaya News. We'll talk about that a little bit. I know that has nothing to do with Bangkok, but we'll talk about that a little bit. And I think you guys will find it interesting. So, number one, coming off the list here, and if anybody wants to come on the stream, just let me put the link up. That's probably why I don't have anybody here. Hang on. We'll put the link up, and you guys can come in as you want. And let me send that. Okay, very good. There is the link. Number one, don't try Muay Thai. That is the first thing that's suggested. Basically, many people come here to try out the Muay Thai, and they often leave injured or hurt. Not at the fault of the Muay Thai trainers or any of that stuff, but they simply just don't know what they're doing, and they find themselves in quite a bit of trouble sometimes. And it can get, it can get a little rough, for sure. And I probably, the suggestion here is be a spectator and watch one of the bouts, but don't participate because it could get, unless you practice Muay Thai somewhere else in the world, likely not to get to leave it in a painful way, and let's just say that. And we don't want people going home hurt or being hurt on the vacation, so don't try Muay Thai. That's number one. And believe it or not, the second thing mentioned is don't scoop up too much spice. In other words, hey Jim, good to see you, bud. Don't scoop up too much spice. So we talk about the spicy food eating and that kind of thing. Cody says those fighters start when they started walking. Yeah, most of them, they did. Putting too much spice on your food. A lot of people like real spicy food, but the thing about Thailand is spicy is like just regular spicy food. Thailand has it's already extra spicy when you get the meal. If you don't order anything without spices. So if you have any kind of sensitive stomach or anything like that, If you suffer from any kind of digestive problems, IBS, whatever the case may be. Me personally, uh, I don't eat spicy food over here because it just does a number on me, and it is what it is. I recommend to everybody, if you try to put extra spices on your food, just be ready for the consequences at some point in time later on. Uh, hey, Richard. Richard's in the house. Let's see. Third, and this is a basic one, and we know it for Thailand in general, but it also works for pretty much all of Thailand. Bangkok, it's on the list of Bangkok because it's going to be on the list for Thailand in general. It says don't touch someone on the head, and basically, with a 90% Buddhist population of Thailand, um, Buddhism believes the head is the highest part of the body and the place closest to the heavens. So, therefore, they find it really, really offensive if you touch them on the head. And those are for practicing Buddhists over here, which there are many. John H, what's up, man? Tim, how you doing? Uh, Tim says, I don't eat spices unless I put them in the food myself. Yeah, me too. Same way here. Um, Dave, good morning. Those spicy foods are hot going down and twice as hot coming out. I understand, brother. I understand. And I have been there, done that, and it is just not a good deal. Not a good deal at all. Um, let's go on because there are 30 of these things I want to get through. You'll find this one very interesting. Don't shake hands. And this has nothing to do with the thing that's going around now. Nothing to do with it. Don't shake hands is because they tend to use the why. Um, it says, you'll notice as soon as you come into Bangkok that everyone will say hello or goodbye in the same way. Don't attempt to shake anybody's hands, but instead put your hands together in a prayer sign and bow a little bit. And that is the why. Bangkok Diaries, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. iTruck1 says they get upset if they see the bottom of your feet also. Yeah, that's, it's more of a if the bottom of your feet are not clean kind of thing. That's what I see more of. If you, for example, if you go in to get a professional massage, first thing they're going to do is clean your feet. Like you go in, sit down, and they're going to clean the bottom of your feet because the head's the highest part. I guess the closest to the heavens, and most Thais that I met considered the feet to be the dirtiest part. Let's continue and move forward. Anybody have any thoughts on these things? Feel free. Don't whistle at night. This is an interesting one. This is like a superstition, and whistling at night is one of them. It could mean a lot of things in Thailand. The act of whistling actually summons some demons, and we don't want that for sure. And they don't want you to tempt fate. Pretty much is what the Thai people say about whistling. And these are some things that I haven't even heard before, but I think they are very true based upon what I've seen and what I've heard just living around Bangkok. Robert says, good evening, Jeremy. Good evening, Robert. Good to see you, sir. Bangkok Diary says it's the saving face thing that gets me the most. Me too, because it's and that's everywhere in Southeast Asia. Bangkok Diaries, I'm sure you know that. but it is everywhere in Southeast Asia, and it's absolutely just one of the most. It's one of the most. I won't say annoying, but it's something that you kind of have to fight through a little bit at first to understand. But yeah, I have a problem with that too because it's really hard to get somebody to apologize to you over here if they have in fact done something wrong. So, but they're probably not going to admit that. Jim says Robert in the house. Yes, Robert is in the house. We're glad to have him. All right, continuing on here. See where we're at. So according to trueactivist.com, they say don't go to Pat Pong. Now this would be a matter of opinion, but simply put, this is Bangkok's district of nightlife, and that is a place that you can get ripped off pretty quick, just like in Pattaya. Hang on, I'm gonna say it right. Pattaya, Pattaya, Pattaya. No, Pattaya. So it's expensive, and it's just in that area that I'm not sure that people would want to end up in unless you're here for just nightlife. John says Pat Pong is a good place to buy a knockoff watch. Hey, I'm sure you're right. I personally hadn't been to that section of well, I've been to that section, but it's been during the daytime. And I would imagine in that area, the nightlife is just thumping, like really, really, really thumping. Let's see what we got next. Don't walk around with your passport. Now, this is a suggestion that they're making. They make some statements here that I can't make. And I'll read from a little bit of it. It says, although there is a legal law that says foreigners must carry their passports with them at all times, enough to be fined if a cop asks you to present yours and don't actually have it. But everyone knows that keeping your passport with you leaves you with a bigger chance of losing it. So rather than keep your actual passport, get a certified true copy of it so that you can leave your actual passport stuck at home. Yeah, thanks, Richard. I've been working on my pronunciation. Tim says, I don't wear a watch ever. John says, me either. I do, but it's not anything fancy. I don't think anybody would want to rip me off for it. I certainly hope not. That would be bad. All right. Next, don't ride the elephants. I don't know if you're a fan of elephant riding, but there's some suggestions on here by elephant sanctuaries. If you're gonna go to an elephant sanctuary where they truly treat their animals well, it's a different story. But for the most part, the article here is saying that is not the case with most of the elephants. And if you want to be a part of that with the elephants, then sure. But a lot of people will have a lot of problems with you doing that. I know because I've done videos on going to parks and riding elephants and other things before and got a lot of flack for them. So I don't know if that's something that you're okay with or that you're not okay with. But nevertheless, we're getting advice to, yeah. So this one, it goes without saying, don't speak anything negative about the highest power of the land here in Thailand. You guys know what I'm talking about. we're not going to say it on here. Everybody knows who the highest power in Thailand is, even though it's more of a kind of like the Queen of England, right? So, good morning, Stuck. Let's see, what did I miss anything? Robert says, Jim, trying to figure out how to dollars to Jeremy. I can't. I can't PayPal. I'm sure Jim can help you with that, Robert. Cody says, to me, $100 is splurging on a watch, or used to be. I haven't worn one since flip phones. I hear you, man. Eric says, gee, I feel bad. I have a Bretling. Stuck in Florida, if you're smart, you won't say anything about anybody with power. That's very true. Very, very true. Very true. We all know why you shouldn't say anything negative about the highest power in the land here in Thailand, so I'm not really going to go into much detail about it, but that's definitely not something you want to do. The next one is don't get scammed, and that's hard not to do. We all know Bangkok is relatively safe to walk around in, even at night. Don't go to the seedier parts of the town. Seedier is what I said. But there are a lot of scams that go on, like tuk-tuk drivers. Will try to take you to a different hotel that's open for visits, and they'll try to sell you a tour, stuff like that. Taxis won't run the meters. You'll get charged outrageous prices. All of that stuff. They'll go to your concierge at your hotel to be sure that you're getting a real tour rather than a fake one. That's a good thing. You want to make sure you're getting the real stuff, so be very careful. Also suggested is don't eat the durian. Now, quoting directly, it says one of the best things about traveling to another country, especially those found in Asia, are the incredible array of tropical fruits that you can't find back home. That's true. But whatever you do, don't eat the durian, unless, of course, you're ready for a burst of overwhelming taste of what some say is like rotting socks, fermented garlic and onions, or just straight up barf. The smell is so outstanding that it's even illegal in some places. And then it follows up saying, yes, you read that correctly. All right, are we having what are we having going on in the chat? Are we having another vloggers marathon over there, or are we going to talk about the topic? And if that's going to be the case, I'll just shut up and we'll cut off the live stream right now. John says, Stuck says, I love durian. John says, durian smells bad but tastes great. Eric says, so if you got in a taxi and they don't run the meter and he has already pulled off, do you just ask them to stop and pull over, or do they understand English? Yeah, you can make it. You got to make that argument before you get in the taxi. That's because he probably won't just stop. Yes, durian is very right. Cody says, I've read durian is banned in Australia. Everyone is saying hi. Stuck in Florida's got question marks. Tim says, I had never heard of durian fruit until I got interested in Thailand. I had never even heard of durian fruit until I got interested in Thailand. Well, I hadn't heard of durian fruit either, Tim, and I really don't want to try, to be honest with you. Mike P says, I was busted trying to bring durian into my hotel room. You can't. There are many, many, many hotels that will not allow you to go in there or to take durian in there because it smells so bad. They say it's one of the best tasting fruits, but it smells horrible, absolutely horrible. Not surprised says open the taxi door, the driver will stop. Yeah, that's true. If you, I mean, worst comes to worst, you open the driver's door, the taxi will stop, but you got to make sure what's around you. John H says at Mike P, what did they do? That's a good question and a good answer. Next, we have don't ride just any tuk-tuk. So they're basically tuk-tuk are the three-wheel machines. You guys know what tuk-tuks look like. But before you get into one of the transform tricycles, always discuss the price with the driver before getting in. Make sure the price negotiations are clear, and also make sure that you're going to have the tuk-tuk to yourself, because oftentimes if you don't clear all this stuff up before you get in the tuk-tuk, then they will take extra passengers in the tuk-tuk. And if you want it to be by yourself, then it is what it is. And they're going to pick up other passengers. That's not going to be good. Not going to be good at all. Stuck says, Cody in Texas, what color? It's like a dark greenish color. It's just a dark greenish color. Reddish, Cody says. I haven't seen red durian. I've seen the dark green, like the dark green color durian. That's the kind that I've seen. So I'm not sure. When you open it up, it's like yellow. The fruit inside is like yellow, and it's supposed to be a very sweet tasting fruit and that kind of thing. So don't point your feet towards Buddha. Don't point your feet towards Buddha. That seems to be a very disrespectful thing to do over here in Thailand, and just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's good. I've been to many Buddha statues before, and I have no interest in being involved with the durian, that kind of thing. Eric says, Governor, it's better to use hotel recommendations if you wanted to hire a taxi driver or some local to be your driver for all day on a sightseeing trip. That's a good point. Hire one taxi for the whole day and you're good. Okay, because Cody's talking about jackfruit. Yes, that they have. That is red. Yes. Spell check messing up some of your sentences. That's all right, Eric. No problem, bud. Cody in Texas says, or Rambletown. I think I got that. John says jackfruit is really good. It is. Ross introduced me to jackfruit, and it was really, really good. Dave says, Jeremy, what about me in the Philippines? Regards carrying your passport with all times. I never do, but I'm always with my Filipino wife, and I ain't gonna be a criminal. I used to carry when I was in the Philippines. I carried copies with me, and left my passport at home most of the time, or kept it on my body. I usually keep it on my body, but a lot of people say that's a very bad thing to do. So, you know, different strokes for different folks on that, man. Sometimes you'll get a good, you'll be good on that, and sometimes you won't. So don't pay full price is the next one. So there are a lot of markets here in Bangkok, and there are a lot of markets in Thailand. Basically, what you want to do is the vendors on the street have prices marked way up. So the first number that they hit you with, don't ever pay that number. Now, this is from my personal experience. Don't ever pay that number, because you can always get them down a little bit lower. I always say 50 to 100 baht just about anytime I go anywhere in terms of shopping at markets. markets are great places to shop because you can get stuff really, really cheap, really cheap. And yeah, yeah. Know your negotiation skills. Sorry, I was reading, guys. Know your negotiating skills and just be on top of it when it gets there. Venison is awesome, says Tim. Venison is awesome, like deer meat. Is that what you're talking about? Because I like deer meat. All right, next we have don't get into just any taxi at the airport. This is a good one. Quoting directly, when you arrive in the airport, don't take the first taxi you see sitting at the curb like tuk-tuks. Most of these taxis don't have meters and they will charge you a lot more money when you finally reach your destination. Be sure to head over to one of the counters you'll see outside and make sure that you are taking an authorized airport taxi. At least you'll know that you are paying the proper amount for your ride. 100% true. When I came back from Malaysia, I came back through the airport and went out. I asked the lady, I said, where are the taxis? And she pointed me to the right door. Went out and waited in line at one of the booths. They give you a number, and the taxis pull in like at an angle. You stand in line, and when your number comes up, you go get in the taxi. You tell them where they're going, and they turn the meter on. So you know you're paying for your ride. And usually the meter starts at 30 or 35 baht. So I live on the other side of Bangkok from the major airport here, and it cost me less than 300 baht to get from the airport to home, and it was about 7 p.m. at night, which is still rush hour. This was long before all the stuff happened over here. So yeah, fair deal and very, very, very good advice and suggestions coming from what I'm reading. Let me catch a couple comments here. It says deer meat. Yes, good. I love deer meat. Eric says, what is BTS in Thailand? The BTS is the SkyTrain that runs around Bangkok right now. And then connected to the BTS are the MRT and the Purple Line. I think they have a green line also. But some of it goes, the MRT, part of the MRT goes underground, and the BTS is pretty much all SkyTrain, to the best of my knowledge. I think there's one station that might go underground. But yes, it stands for Bangkok Transit System, correct. Thank you. Not surprised. Appreciate that. And stuck in Florida said that. Can you see the city from your view? I can see part of the city. Sam says, what GoPro do you use or suggest for first-time users? So many miles out now. I don't use it very much, but I have a GoPro Hero 7. It works fine for me. If they've built, GoPros have built the Hero 8, which has a vlogging thing that you put, like a case you put on. It gives you a light, it gives you a 3.5 millimeter input jack for your microphone, so you don't have to buy those crazy pieces anymore to go with it. So, but the problem is, after you get everything you need, if you don't already have a mic, you're probably looking at close to 900,000 bucks, and that's a lot of money to spend on GoPro. So next, don't forget your mosquito repellent. Do not forget your mosquito repellent, because we do have things like dengue over here. I don't think there's, I haven't heard a lot about malaria or anything like that, but anything that mosquitoes can carry, you definitely want to make sure that you bring some kind of mosquito repellent, because dengue fever may not be as common in Thailand as it is in other Asian countries, but it doesn't mean that you won't be part of the small fraction that gets it, and that's 100% correct. You would definitely, becomes susceptible to getting dengue or any other mosquito-borne virus if you don't have the repellents on. I even use repellents when I go out. I just have a little squirt bottle and shoot in a few squirts, go out. I'm done. No big deal. But it's a great idea to keep mosquito repellent on you, especially if you are a traveler that is a seasoned traveler and you've been in another country or you've been in Thailand already and had dengue fever once already. If you get it again, it's hard for your body to fight it twice. So you guys just might want to know that. It's an interesting piece of information. Eric said, Cody says, is it like other beach towns where the mosquitoes get bad when the tide comes in? Well, Bangkok's not a beach town. Pattaya is a beach town. And when the tide comes in, you will see more mosquitoes, but there is still mosquitoes here. So when the tide comes in, I guess you could say that, but there are a lot of mosquitoes in Bangkok. Trust me. Eric says, do you get shots for dengue or malaria? And are there any condos in downtown Bangkok that are really nice for around $800 a month? Yes, you can get nice condos in Bangkok for around $800 a month. Absolutely, because that's let's see, that's going to be about 20 to 25,000 baht a month. You can get some real nice stuff, Eric, for downtown Bangkok for that. Absolutely. Hey, Roger. Good to see you. Robert says GoPro 8 or Max is good. Not surprised says the menthol and the nose inhalant used by the locals when applied to your skin will keep the mosquitoes away as well. Menthol and the nose inhalant used by locals. But yes, it took me a minute to get what you were talking about. Yes, that's true. Do I take vaccines for dengue? There are currently no vaccines for, and John's saying it right now, no vaccines for dengue or malaria. The French came out with a dengue vaccine 2 years ago, and I took it in the Philippines, and it turned out that it caused you, it made you more susceptible to having dengue. The Philippines sued the French company for a lot of money. And they said, for the next year, you need to be very, very careful that you don't get dengue because it's going to make you worse. So I was scared for a year, but I made sure I stayed high up on the repellents and all that stuff. And it was nice. It was nice to stay up, making sure that I got in a good routine of giving myself the repellents. I got in a good habit of it, and therefore I still do it. Robert says my doctor prescribes a pill for dengue prevention. Yeah, they can give you, and I'm not a doctor, but they can give you certain antiviral medications that would help for dengue and malaria. I know I've taken some in the past, but a lot of them had really bad side effects too, so you have to be careful. Let's see. When traveling and getting, Eric says, when traveling and getting a place to stay, can you rent a condo for just a month or so? You can. You just have to find the right one. Airbnb is probably your best bet to find one of those, Eric. That's more likely where you're going to get the best deal on a monthly rental, or on a 1 month rental, I should say. Dave says, when I was in Burin, a wise old lady used to burn some kind of plant, not sure what it was, but used to keep mosquitoes away, maybe lemongrass. I think they burned lemongrass to keep mosquitoes away, if I'm not mistaken. It's lemongrass or something that looks very much like lemongrass. Roger says you can mix pure mint oil with water in a spray bottle and use as mosquito repellent. No chemicals, can make as strong as you want. I did not know that. So thank you, Roger. Cody says Jay has a vid. He had a nice one at $200 a month plus Probably another 100 on the bills. Look up Bangkok apartment. Yeah, I did. I had a really nice apartment for 6,000 baht a month. It was awesome. Jim says, "Hey guys, I'm having a little technical difficulty, but let me get this out there while I'm logged in. 5 for 5 is still a go, no limit." So Jim is saying for every $5 that if anybody wants to contribute, for every $5 up to 20, when we get to 25, then Jim will contribute another 5. That's his 5 for 5, and no limit on how much of those that you can actually send in. So I got a bunch of emails here. Let me make sure nobody's sending anything already. And if I would have missed it, that would have been really bad, really bad. I don't think so. And there's nothing over there. Okay, good. All right, let's continue on. The next one is the very obvious: don't do drugs. If you do drugs over here in Thailand, you are asking to get jail time and serious jail time and significant fines. It's not a good thing. It's just not a good thing. David says, Jeremy, I think snakes do not like lemongrass. Not sure if there is any truth to that. I've not encountered any snakes yet. I haven't either, thankfully. Stuck says a little lemon oil or mint oil mixed in coconut oil works great for the sandflies. Hey, there's an idea. Cody says, Robert, yeah, it looks like the closer you get to Nana, the higher they go. That's true. Eric says you can also mix a beer with mouthwash, and that works too. Just Listerine sprayed on you will keep mosquitoes off. Eucalyptus plant works better. Interesting ideas. Yeah, drugs and graffiti are big no-nos, Dave. That's 100% accurate. I'm not even going to go into the whole thing over here, but there is, if you get caught with the right drug and the right amount, there is a death penalty over here in Thailand for doing that. So be very, very careful. And don't piss off the wrong people because they may plant something on you or in your bike or in your car. And then make sure that you get stopped by a cop. That means if you come on vacation or if you live here, it doesn't matter. 10 minutes says 30 things. Cool. Yeah, this is from someone else's website. It's called The True Activist. You guys can go check it out. But it was Cody's idea, and it was a good read. And I thought I would just speak of my own experience and quote a few things from them on what not to do in Bangkok. Cody says, Rob, look up that one on Jay's vid. It's a perfect 1-bedroom to me. Yeah, it was a perfect 1-bedroom. I agree. Go to this thing says don't use the ATM machines. Uh-oh. So the reason for that is they're going to charge you 220 baht for each purchase you take out of each transaction you take out from the ATM. Now you're looking at about $7 US roughly, or $8 US roughly for that. Plus your bank at home, unless you have the right kind of, there are all kinds of cards you can get that waive fees or pay back at the end of the month, that kind of thing. But for your average person, then your bank's going to charge you another $5 on top of that. So you're going to lose about $11, $12, $13 in USD just by making that transaction. So it's better to bring, especially if you are a vacationer, it's better to bring the cash that you'll need and then exchange it once you get here. 10 minutes says, first time a girl put her purse on my arm and went to the bathroom, I freaked out. Thought she was planning. I hear you. Robert says, nice. Dave says, best to be polite and respectful out there. Good manners and respect for the country you're in goes a long way. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Roger said, thought you had to work today, Jeremy. So did I, but got canceled. Fine Mike, I heard 7 million Thai people are out of work. Thai economy got hit hard. Dollars should be stronger than bots. They are. And the Thai economy has took a significant hit, and I don't know when it will be that it rolls back into. I don't know when it'll be that it rolls back in, but when it does come back in, I hope to see a big spark. I really hope to see a big spark. It would be good for Thailand. I love this country. Scott Selway, hello. Hello, Scott. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Good to see you. And thank you for stopping by. Don't miss out on the fishing. So if you like to fish, I'll quote directly here. It says, not many visitors know this, but Thailand has a thriving fishing culture. If you search it up online, you'll find a number of sport fishing places you can visit, some of which are within Bangkok City itself. You can go out, catch catfish, and I'm sure you can catch carp and all kinds of other stuff too. And you can even do that here in Bangkok. So if you like to fish, get up on the internet, check it out, and find yourself a good fishing source out there. And okay, don't touch the monks. That's a big one, because in the mornings, especially early in the mornings, you'll see the monks walking around. They're getting they're blessing people, and they're taking I guess money is what they're putting in the basket. So don't touch the monks for any reason. It's like forbidden, basically. That would be akin to saying something bad about the highest power in the land. So don't touch the monks. 10 minutes says, idea for you, Cody. Get a credit card with no fees. Take money from the card. Use your money weekly to pay the card. That's an idea. Dave says, when I draw money in the Philippines, I get charged 150 British sterling, but the limit you can draw in any one day is 10,000 pesos, which is about E150 British pounds. So, or 150 British pounds. I don't know why I said E. I was able to draw at least 20,000 out when I lived over there. I don't know why you're only able to get 10. Maybe because your currency is higher valued than the dollar. I'm not sure. Merit food or money, stuck in Florida. Dave says, and don't pay the children, or don't, I think he means don't pat the children on the head and step on money. Yep, those are all things. Albie, what's up, Albie? Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a long time. The next one is don't dress inappropriately, and that is going to be for I haven't been keeping up with what number we're on 10 minutes, but we're about, I don't know, maybe number 10 or so, 10, 12, something like that. Bangkok is hot. Bangkok is hot, so you have to dress accordingly to the weather. But if you're going to a temple, to visit a temple, which many people do, you're going to have to, certain parts of your body have to be covered, like that down to here on your arms, and ladies have to have at least a skirt that goes below their knee, and men have to have on pants. There's a lot of good rules in there. Yeah, we said that, Scott. But we definitely know to stay away from those things for sure. I'm not a big fan of any of that. So, and the good thing is, like here in Thailand, if you go to if you go to one of the temples, there's a big temple down. If you get on the boat at Icon CM and ride down the river, there is a big temple down there. But there's shops on the other side. So if you didn't bring long pants with you, or if the girls have on a tank top or something, you can buy shirts there. You can buy pants there. The only thing is your negotiating power is a lot less because you've got to have that in order to get into the temple that you're wanting to get into. So, very interesting. Sorry, getting some messages here. So, just bring along something to cover yourself up that you feel comfortable with. I think that would be good enough. And thank you to the 2 people who gave me the thumbs down, and thank you to the 17 people who have given me a thumbs up. I appreciate it very much. Eric says, any advice on type of clothing to keep you the coolest? Yes, the more perforated it is, the better. I don't know what type of clothing that would be, but the thinner it is and the wider the holes in the material would be my best guess. Usually some kind of, don't get 100% cotton. Get some kind of mixture. That's just my opinion. 10 minutes says, I was with my Thai lady wearing shorts in the temple. I said, I can't go in because of the shorts. She said, it okay. Maybe somebody was willing to look the other way because you were with the Thai. Dave says, I use BDO Bank, maybe because my card, not from their bank, but I will try 20,000 next time. Yeah, so if you're banking in the Philippines, like with their bank, I was talking about off of my American card. I know I've gone to BDO and what's the other one, the red one? It's like red and silver. I've gone there before and withdrawn 20,000 pesos from my American card. Catch the comments here. Under Armour has sweat wicking clothing. That's good. Robert says, Eric, dry fit, lightweight is the best. 10 minutes says, yes, Robert. Cody says, Under Armour, very good clothing for heat. I agree. Eric says 10-4. And Robert says 7-Eleven, get the cooling rags. Yes, you can definitely get the cooling rags at 7-Eleven, excuse me. And they are very, very good. Dave says, every time, Jeremy, you have informative stream. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, sir. I wear a dry fit here and in the tropics. Good for you, Stuck. It's BPI, Jeremy. Yep. That's it. And so those 2 hours able to get 20,000 pesos at the time if you're in the Philippines. Eric says dry fit is name brand. I'm not sure if it's name brand. That's a good question. Next, do not smoke in non-designated areas. If you smoke in non-designated areas, they will fine you, and they will fine you pretty much immediately. Thankfully, in Bangkok, they have strict laws about where you can smoke cigarettes. You don't want to smoke in non-designated areas. And when booking your hotel room, be sure to ask if they have a smoking floor, a smoking room, a smoking patio, anything like that, if you're a smoker, because you do not want to get caught smoking in a non-smoking area. And don't vape. Okay, vaping is illegal over here in Thailand. Let me just add that to it. Yeah, could be, David. Could be. Yeah. Scott's following there with no vaping. Robert says it's Nike and Under Armour carries that type of fabric that we were talking about earlier. Going on with the list, don't go to I think it's Chatterjack Market on a weekday. I have a video on going to that market. And it was absolutely wonderful. They had everything. Now I went on a weekend, had a great time, shot some video there, and hopefully I'm going back and going to shoot more video there. But it says many visitors head to Bangkok for that market alone. Not only could it be considered as an Asian flea market, but it's 35 acres and it has over 8,000 stalls. It's huge. But it's only open on the weekends from Friday to Sunday. So be sure you don't go Monday through Friday. And it is a market where you can do negotiating and that kind of thing. Chat to Chuck is how you pronounce it. Thank you, Robert, for the help there. Very, very, very much appreciated. Stuck says you can even get cheaper ones at places like Walmart. That's pretty good. That's what I use it for. 10 minutes says I don't wear brand names in Thailand. Eric says save your lungs. Give it all up except for a good cigar every once in a while. It's a good point. Been there to that market, says Dave. To the chat to Chunk. Got many souvenirs and good times. 35 acres, yeah, it's huge, man. Stuck says chat to Chunk isn't open during the week. That's correct. That is correct. It is a weekend only market. Here's a big one for me that I wasn't aware of, but it says don't take photos of the locals. And I've taken photos of the locals. You can actually get charged for taking photos. But if you ask the people first whether or not you can take a photo of them, then you will definitely, most definitely you should be okay. Quoting here, it says many of the local Thai people, especially those on the streets, are all about finding ways to make some extra baht, which is what you call Thai money. You wouldn't want to get your photo taken without someone asking your permission first, too, right? Well, in America, where I come from, if the photographer's standing on public property, they can photograph anything they see, and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. But for the most part here in Thailand, people don't want to be photographed, and you just have to be mindful of that when you're shooting video and stuff. If anybody looks at you like, get that camera out of my face, just turn the camera. It's not a big, real big, huge deal, I would say. Don't worry about eating food from the sidewalk. That is a very good point, because the street food in Bangkok is some of the best Thai cuisine that you will find. I like that. And I agree with that. So it's usually completely authentic. You don't normally have to worry about bacteria since most of it's cooked right on the spot. However, if it looks like it's been sitting there a while, or if it's cold, I recommend that you don't eat that kind of food. Cody says, 10 minutes says, don't take pictures of the fortune tellers. It's like stealing their soul. That I can imagine. Cody says, most time I watch your video, you don't point the camera at them unless they acknowledge it's okay. Yeah, so like some of them will be all looking into the camera, waving and that kind of thing. And obviously they don't have a problem with that. And then I have some thumbnails that have girls on them that don't have a problem with taking their pictures. Cody says, I'm quite a connoisseur of chicken on a stick. I love that too. Eric says, is there a best place to go for Thailand street food? Honestly, the Chatuchuk, I hope I said that right, the market I was telling you about, has about the best street food that you're going to find in Thailand. There are also, Chinatown has some good stuff. and there are many places around Bangkok that will integrate the food with you. Scott says, or that integrate large portions of street food. Some of them even have a little restaurant set up that you can sit in. Scott Selway says, have charcoal tablets. That's always a good idea to take with you, especially if you're not used to the food over here. Jim says, okay, I'm back again. I think the phone company has got me straightened out. My internet is back on my phone, and I'm good to go. Good, Jim. We're glad to have you back. Dave says, some are superstitious, can't spell it memory block about getting their photo taken, especially in the province. Yeah, it's a different life from the city to the province out here for sure. Jim is saying, let's get that PayPal bell ringing. I don't think we've I'll check the mail just to say so. Hey, we do have a PayPal. And that is going to come from Mr. Roger McGee. Thank you very much, Roger. Appreciate that. $10. $10. Good job, Roger. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very, very much. I've been over on Safari, so reading these 30 things, which I need to get moving, or this live stream is going to be way too long. Don't say no to the milk tea. I agree with that 100%. The milk tea over here is delicious. It's yummy. John H says, good night. See you, bud. Take care, man. Yes, he did, Jim. Cody says, I would treat street food like a buffet. You know what times they'll have their freshest food out. Yes, that's a good point. Very good point. Eric has just super chatted $20. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. A whole lot. Very much appreciate the super chat, and thank you. That definitely go a long way for sure. Much appreciated. My name is Prince. Hey, Prince. Says, say no to the milk tea if you're lactose intolerant like me. Well, yeah, of course. But it is good. Yep, there's a $20 and a $10. Jim, you're right on that. Dave says, I must go, Jeremy. Stay safe. Great and interesting live stream as always. Bye. Okay, Dave, take care. Yeah, don't say no to the milk tea. It's really, really good stuff. It's good for you. Don't go home without some Thai silk. That's another thing that women are more into than men. But Thai silk is they make beautiful Thai silk over here. And if you're going to travel over here and you want some souvenirs to take home, be sure to take the Thai silk with you, because it's really, really interesting. Robert's talking to Jim. Robert, you can help answer him. The next one is, don't avoid the SkyTrain. The BTS, the SkyTrain in Bangkok is probably one of the most efficient and cheap ways to get around within the city. And that is 100% accurate. The SkyTrain is going to be your fastest option most of the time, because Bangkok traffic is just incredibly, it's, I don't even know how to describe it. It's, it reminds me of New York City in America. It reminds me of New York a lot. That's how bad the traffic is. So if you can get on the SkyTrain or the MRT, either one, you can avoid a lot of that traffic, and you will get to your destination in a very efficient manner, I would say. Cody says, I once had a silk shirt. It wasn't as cool on me as Don Johnson. That's funny. Next, don't stay within the city. So don't just stay within Bangkok. You can go to Phi Phi Lay Island, where where the infamous movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio was filmed. And if you're lucky enough to go to Thailand, I'm quoting here, it says, don't stay within the city, but rather head out to the breathtaking beaches like Koh Samui, Phuket, and Railay Beach, among many others. It may be the only time that you have to visit them, and trust me, you will not be disappointed in the beaches of Thailand. I can assure you, if you go to the right ones. Don't go home without without goodies from the grocery. Even if you spend months in Thailand, it often doesn't feel like it's enough time. The good news is you can buy some goodies and take them home with you, and I encourage you guys to do that. Jim says, can someone throw the PayPal link up? I'm having a little problem getting it right at the moment. Still having small problems here. Is Maya Bay still closed? I'm not sure. You can go to Bonpay and visit Ross. That's for sure, Prince. Bonpay is very nice. Koh Samet's right off the coast there. You can get on the ferry. Sorry, it took me a minute. You can get on the ferry to go to Koh Samet in Bonpay, and Bonpay is also a nice little town. It's just a small municipality, but it's there's a lot of cool shops there. There's a coffee shop there that I just absolutely love. If you ever talk to Ross, he'll tell you. Jim says, I'm sure he is very busy. Sure, if you click on the link that is going to pop up here in a second, all you have to do is email, and then I think all you have to do is email. So here's my email. 1 second, let me type it in. And there you go. Should be sent, and you should be able to find me. What's up, Ross? How you doing, man? Glad you came in. I need to catch a comment up there real quick. It says 10 minutes says, for all the new people that have never been, do not get involved with anything. Don't be a hero. Enjoy the show. I couldn't agree more. Very good advice, man. Print says no crowded beaches in Bonpay. You can eat shrimp and crab on the beach. Muay Thai gym next to Ross Resort. Yep, all that's true. And the beach out there is very nice, and it's so open that even when it's busy, you still have plenty of space to walk around. So visit Bonpay, and you can stay at Ross's resort. It's actually Ross's wife's resort. I have a playlist of 3 or 4 videos on this channel that you can see, and that was not a PayPal. And you can kind of check out his resort, and Ross has some on his channel as well. So his channel is Ross and Rayon. Let's see here what we're going to do next. We should be about a little over halfway through. Stuck says, Jim Pell, I would have to type it out on my phone. Robert says, Jeremy, I'll write it down and work on getting something done. That's up to you, Robert. It's all good, man. Jim says, you can, Jeremy, but PayPal is making you have an account now to send something. Oh, I didn't know that. Stuck in Florida says, Jim Pell, Robert is having trouble with his bank account. Maya Bay, Robert says, Maya Bay opening to tourists November 2020 is the plan as of right now. I'm glad you knew that because I sure didn't. What is next? I think I ran into an advertisement. Guys, hang on a second. Blah, 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 blah. I must have ran into an advertisement there, I think. Was that 30? That wasn't 30. Let me go back. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Next. But it doesn't give me a next button on this one, so I guess that's the end of the 30. Yeah, it is. So we must have went through 30 things that quick. This is talking about the district spokesman that said their school system had accumulated about $115,000 just from lunch debt in the recent years. From year to year, students often accumulate debt that the district is forced to cover and cannot spend in other ways to improve education. Chobani's donation of more than half of that debt will definitely lessen the burden on the students of the school year. It's talking about Twin Falls School District. Serves around 2,100 breakfasts and 5,600 lunches a day, according to Craner. So I think that may be a way for you to help out with the local Thai community. But I don't feel like I went through 30 things, but apparently I did, because there is a next button on this one. Let me just make sure, guys, because I don't want to lie to you. I have to go back and count up exactly. Maybe it'd be 25 things. Nope. Don't see a next button anywhere, so that would have been all. But we did go through quite a few, and we went through quite a few quite fast. So I think that's I think that may play a part in that. All right, Jim's got the PayPal link flowing, and wow, I missed a lot of comments. Eric says, how far is Rayong from Bangkok? If you take the highway, it's about 2 hours, 3 hours. I think it's 3 hours. It took me and Ross about 3 hours to get here, I think. Or Brent says a little over 2 hours. So somewhere between 2 and 3 hours, I guess, depending on traffic. You are welcome, Eric, and thank you for your generous contribution. I appreciate it. Ross says Bangkok to Rayong, depending on if you drive for. Yeah, he says 2 to 4 hours. His stuff's all broken up because he's driving right now. Prince says if Nisa's dad is giving you directions, it will take 6 hours and you will almost die 5 times. That's lucky. I mean, that's funny. Jim, thanks for throwing the PayPal link up there. I appreciate it. Cody says, yeah, you were at least 25-ish. Yeah, so maybe I'll change the title to 25 instead of 30. I don't know why it said 30 if it only put up 25. Ross says also depends on what part of Bangkok you're going to and what part of Rayong you're leaving from, and that's 100% true. I agree with you, Mr. Ross. So what I want to know is, does anybody want to come on? I got to get something else to drink. Does anybody want to come on and have just a general chat now that we went through the 25-ish or so things not to do and to do in Bangkok? Let's see. Ross says Bangkok airport to my resort via tollway is 2.5 hours. Mitchell, I can see you in the back room, but your face is exposed. If you don't want your face exposed, you need to hit the little camera icon, or you can give me a thumbs up if you're okay with your face being exposed. Thumbs up, you're good? Okay. Brent's made a funny comment. All right.
Can you hear me?
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Jim says, hey, guys, just a reminder to make sure to share your favorite videos on your social media accounts. That's true. What's up, Mitchell? Talk to me, man. How are you?
All right, I'm good. How you doing?
You are in Phoenix, correct?
Okay.
You're in America, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's what I was thinking, because you're... And then he left. My bad, Mitch. I wasn't trying to get you exposed. Your name says, well, you've talked about it many times, Mitchell from Phoenix. So, oopsie. Sorry about that, bud. Jim says, come on, Robert, jump on there, buddy. Tommy J said, did you mention about time money? Do not deface money or step. Oh, yeah, we talked about don't deface money or step on money or any of that stuff. We also talking about the high power here in Thailand, not to make any comments. Definitely don't get political in under any circumstance for any reason. Don't get political about Thai's government. You can talk about your home country's government all you want to, but or any other country for that matter, but don't talk about Thailand's government, because that could lead to some significant penalties, very significant. Hi, Ronnie. How are you? Good to see you. Mitchell, I'm sorry I messed you up, man. I didn't. I was trying to get a conversation started, and I think Mitchell didn't want the city he lived in said, so I'm very sorry about that, and send my apologies. Robert says, I hear you. All right, so Scott is adding to the 5 here, Jim. Scott just sent a PayPal. And wait, there's Mitchell. He's back. I'm going to send him up here just as soon as this PayPal comes through, and I can show it to you guys. 1 second. It's coming. Ding, ding, ding. And Scott Selway, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it very, 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 very much. Thank you. All right, let's have Mitchell back. Hey, Mitchell.
Hey.
Okay. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right. Yeah. Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's up? Talk to us. Give us some info.
Not too much. I wanted to thank you because of your channel and your videos and 20 Seconds in Thailand and Thailand Rob, you guys gave me the courage to come to Thailand for 30 days.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. I love hearing that. That's one of the reasons I do what I do. And so, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that was actually the first time I ever traveled alone, and so I really enjoyed Thailand.
I bet so. Traveling alone in Thailand is not that difficult, just because they have infrastructure here in Thailand that some of the places don't have. Some other Southeast Asian countries don't have. So it makes it a little bit easier. Scott Selway, I'm not concerned about your limited budget. Thank you very much for the contribution, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But please continue, Mitchell.
No, I just again, I just wanted to say how much I enjoyed your videos, learned a lot, and I do thank you. I mean, Thailand was a beautiful country, and I'd love to come again.
Awesome, man. How long were you here for?
I was here a month, 1 month. For
1
30
month.
days. Yeah.
30 days.
Yeah.
But did you get to visit different cities, or did you just go to one city?
I did. I spent about 5 days in Bangkok. Then I spent 5 days in Chiang Mai. Then I went down to Pattaya, and then Phuket.
Okay. So you got to see, you got to see quite a bit of Thailand. I haven't been to Chiang Mai yet.
And then where's Kamala?
Kamala.
Where Thailand Rob lives.
Yes,
I was there too, and
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, the only thing, I just did not care for Pattaya. I mean, it just was not. It was not my thing. It was interesting to kind of people watch, but that city.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for many people, Pattaya is not the place to be. And I completely understand why people say that, because it is a whole different, it's like its own little world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I have to chastise you a little bit, because based on your recommendation or Richard's, I stayed in a hotel there in Pattaya that was above a go-go bar. And it was a little loud at night.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it will be. Especially if you stayed in the LK metro area. That would be.
I think I think that was the where I stayed, there in the LK metro. Yeah, because at the end of the place, there's a sports bar. So that's where I stayed. Yeah, quite interesting.
You have to stay on the back side of the when you're booking hotels. You have to make sure you request a room on the back side of the hotels, because that's the key and the secret. I guess I left that out of the video, but that's the secret, is to stay on the back side of the hotels. Therefore, you don't have to worry about all the music from the front side. Like, I can go stay in LK Metro. My favorite place to stay is our Rovers. And when I go to our Rovers, then I tell the owner there, I want a room at the back. And he gives me one, and it's no problem. I haven't stayed at our Rovers in a while, but that was no problem. Roy made a good point. Said John Tien may have suited you more. I thought he's talking to you, Mitchell.
Yeah. And then from Pattaya, a 20-minute car ride south to maybe it was Jomtien. I stayed there 3 or 4 days at some hotel that had a rooftop bar, so I used to watch the sunset every evening. That was a wonderful place. And so I will give you a tip. I was worried about having to buy, when I would go to a bar, having to buy women drinks. And what I certainly did was, I would go to a bar and ask, who's the manager, who's in charge, and they would point me to the man or woman, and I would just say, look, I'm just a tourist. I'd like to have a beer or two and hear, just people watch. Is that okay? I really would like to just enjoy the drink, by myself. And a lot of the places said, no problem. I'll talk to the gals and just say, you just want to have a drink or two and people watch and then leave. And that worked out great for me. None of the gals came up to me, and you'll laugh, because when I went, I had very long blonde hair. So of course, everyone thought I was in a rock band or something like that. So I've since cut it, but I did stick out in the evenings with this long, blonde hair, and so
I'm sure you and RU experience would have probably fit right in together. He's got long hair as well.
And then the only other thing I recommend is, every town I went to, I would just ask the hotel, I'd like to hire someone that speaks pretty good English for the day to take me around. Is that possible? And they would
that's easy to do.
Yeah, and they would always recommend someone very reasonable. So it was great. I would say, look, I'm in your hands. Let's spend the day. Take me to some things. And so instead of having to pull out a map and And so that I recommend. You just hire someone to take you around. So
that's awesome, man. And it's also a very good idea if you're looking to be, 100%. Like if you want to do the tourist thing and you want the tourist thing to really matter, and you want to get all of your all the benefits of being a tourist out there, then that is certainly the way to do it. So that was a great idea, Mitchell.
Yeah, what I really enjoyed in Bangkok is I would do my research, and every night I would pick a different rooftop bar to go to, and I could sit there and just stare at the skyline, all night. So that was great to just pick a different one every night. And one night I would go before sunset and watch the sun set. Others I would go after sunset, and some of them are on the 40th floor, the 70th floor. So it just with 360-degree views, it just took my breath away. I mean, so
it's a beautiful city, and the higher you go up in the city and can look around, the better it gets. But the absolute better it gets for sure.
Yeah. So again, 30 days. People are like, isn't that too long to travel? I said, no. Taking your advice on those low-cost airlines, getting me from city to city, and again, watch Jeremy's videos before you go. You'll learn a lot, and I just, I can't thank you enough for making my trip so much easier by you putting those videos together. So,
man, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mitchell. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Robert is backstage, so we'll get him on here in a second. Mitchell, do you want to hang around, or you?
No, I just again, I'm glad I got through and I was able to share that with you. Both your channel and 20 Seconds in Thailand Rob. Great channels for people that want to learn about the country, learn about traveling, and keep doing it, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to. I won't stop.
All right. Great talking to you. Yeah.
Take care, Mitchell. I appreciate it, bud.
All right.
And let's have Robert. Robert, what's up?
Hello.
Robert? Hey, man. I know you've been backstage for a while there. Sorry to keep you waiting, but
it's okay.
Just wanted to finish up that conversation with Mitchell. That was nice. So what's going on with you, bud? I am looking forward to sending you some material, I think. Yes?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Nothing much going on here. Just ready to get back.
I hear you. Are you, where are you ready to get back to?
I'm in Orlando right now, ready to get back to Sarasota and then go to Baltimore and then back to Thailand eventually when I get some time.
Right. I understand 100%. Let me answer a question over here. Eric says, JC, you got video talking about best routes or cities to fly cheap flights to Thailand? Yes, I do. They're on the channel, probably stuck in a playlist for like Thailand for Dummies. I have a playlist that they might be on. And then I have several other playlists that might be on, or just search flights to Thailand, and you'll probably come up with something that'll show, and just type it in the search bar, Eric. But very good question. And so what are you doing over in the States, Robert? You just chilling out? What's going on?
Just hanging out, ready for my job to start again.
I hear you.
We got turned away for a little bit.
I understand. Yeah. I've been keeping up with the U.S. Quite regularly, and for those of you that don't know, I'm working on a intro and outro for the channel videos, and Mr. Robert is going to help me out with that, and I am very excited to see what happens. I've got to send him some video footage that I'm going to try to get put together today, and send it to him and see what it does with it. Tommy said, Robert, did JC give you that hat?
No, but I wore it for JC.
That's awesome, man.
I don't usually wear
I
this hat.
should. I know. I should put my fishing hat on.
Yes.
I love my fishing hat. It's a good one. Cody said this is a good time to attack Robert's hood in the Facebook game Thug Life. LOL. I've been seeing that going
I'm
around
ready.
quite a bit. He's got a cell phone set ready. Jim says someone was asking me about a post office box earlier. I can't remember who it was. Feel free to send me a message on Facebook. Ronnie P says, how's the... Let me go over to YouTube and see if anybody caught that real quick.
I got
Can't use the whole V word, Ronnie. Good, okay. But it's getting better, much better over here. And please don't take that personally, because anybody that would have put that up there would have gotten going. So thank you very much for asking that question, because it is a question that should be answered. Dale says, been in Thailand for almost 10 years, missing it. Any news when Thailand will reopen and restrictions coming back? Yeah, toward May 1st, I got something out of the Pattaya News this morning that said, let me read it to you guys real quick. If it'll load on my phone. I don't know why it's taking so long. Let's see here. Central Mall Group sends letters to partners, vendors, stating to, it's got an air quotes, prepare for possible May 1st opening. And that's the Central Mall Group that owns, all the big malls, the Central Festivals, and in Pattaya. And then there was some other good-looking news on here. In terms of the Chonburi province itself, only had 2 new cases as of yesterday. Source on that is the Pattaya News Daily Breakdown, or I guess you could go to PattayaNews.com. So that's good. That's good news. Good news for everything. Cody says they are even deleting Facebook posts now with CV News. I heard that. Jim says, yeah, Robert, Cody keeps stealing all of my cash. Carl, hey, Carl, hadn't seen you in a while, man. Says, hi, Jeremy and everyone. I'm watching my paint dry here. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds like a rough one, and you're welcome, Mr. Dale. So anyway, what are you up to tonight, Robert? About bedtime or what?
Nah, I'll be up for a couple of hours. I don't sleep late.
I hear you. Go to bed late, sleep late. I found out that was a better fit for me, was to go to bed later at night and sleep longer during the day. I just seem to be more. My body reacts differently to that, and I really like that lifestyle, which I'm hoping to achieve again one day.
Yes.
Cody says, in real life, I'd scoop up the 12 million on that Facebook game and head to Thailand to hide out. That's funny, man.
Better bring me with him.
Yeah, Robert says you got to come too, or he's got to come too. But with that being said, guys, we've been on an hour and a half. I think I'm gonna wind it down here. So, Robert, thank you for coming on, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
And let's restart that clock and give me 48 more, but just because, okay? And
Take your time.
I will definitely be sending you some material, and you can work on the intro for the channel. I know you'll do a great job. So
yeah, I'm just waiting on the video. I've been working on the stuff that goes around it.
Cool. Awesome, man. I really, really genuinely appreciate your help. So we'll talk to you soon, bud. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. So I guess with that being said, guys, Jim is still talking. Let me go over to Facebook and make sure I'm not missing anything. There are a few things that I have to do real quick. Hey, Rick. Jim Pell says night. I don't know if that means Jim's going away or what that means. but I'm looking at some comments over here, guys. And it won't let me go all the way back up to the beginning of the chat. And I don't know why it won't let me go all the way back up to the beginning of the chat, which is where I was trying to go. And nope, it's not going to let me. So anyway, go back to live chat here and go down. Jim says my best wake up time is by the crack of noon every day. If I could do that every day, I'd be so happy. Yeah, me too, man. Thanks for joining the live stream, everyone. It was fun. I hope it was. I hope we got a lot of good information, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button on your way out. I would really greatly appreciate that. And for the poor souls that gave 4 thumbs down, and those that will give thumbs down, I'm sorry that your life sucks so bad that you can't enjoy an informative video on Bangkok. But that's okay. It's not a problem. I love what I do, and I'm going to keep on doing it. And good thing is, right here, we got a family behind us. So, with that being said, love you guys, mean it. Thank you so much for everybody that contributed. Thank you so much for my moderators. I do not know where Gilmore Hike was today, but we missed him, and hopefully he's okay. With that being said, remember this channel is dedicated to travel, fun, photography, and education. And Stuck in Florida says, for the people that gave the thumbs down, thanks for the interaction. Though that's right, definitely. And I just want to say, even if you're stuck at home or you can't get out of the house, you can still find a way to do more life, and that's what it's all about. Thank Mitchell and thank Robert for coming on, and you guys take care of yourself. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Peace.